Yes, we can start with, I think, a Shanti Patha and Guru Vandana. Om Guru Brahma
Guru Vishnu
Devo Maheshwaraha Guru
Sakshat Parabrahma
Tasmai
Tasmai
Shri
Shri
Gurave
Gurave
Namaha.
Namaha
Om Sada Shiva
Siva Samarambam
Sankaracharya
Sankaracharya Madhyamam
Asmadacharya
Asmadacharya
Paryantam
Paryantam
Vande
Vande
Guru
Guru
Parampara.
Parampara
Om Sahana
Sahana
Bhavatu
Bhavatu
Sahanam
Sahanam
Bhunaktu
Bhunaktu
Sahaviryam
Saviryam
Karavavahe
Karavavahe
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
ma
ma
Vishavahe.
Vishavahay.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Swamiji, please unmute. Yeah.
That, but I think somebody can give an introduction regarding the subject for our discussion. Huh? Or if everybody knows, there is no problem.
Yeah, I can give an introduction. Yeah. This is a very beautiful story which is written Sri Bhagavad. And all of us have to really by heart it and pray it, and it contains the essence of Vedanta, the whole thing as a stotram, which has to be chanted in the morning. That's what the Pratah Smarana Stotram. Now Swamiji will explain more about it. Once again, welcome all of you on behalf of Bangalore Satsang Group.
So I think let us start the discussion. Bhagavan Bhashyakara Adi Sankaracharya Bhagavatpada wrote many stotras. And if we look into the stotras written by Sankaracharya, we will see he will start all stotras with praising or chanting names of Vishnu or Shiva or Devi or Subramanya or Ganapati. So many deities, so many devatas. But slowly it will take us to the real vision of oneness, that is the essence of Vedanta, which proclaims what reality is, the non-dual reality. And all other phenomenal play are just but superimpositions on that real substratum. And right from Ishvara to Jivas. And of course, within that Jivas, Devatas comes. and human beings and all creatures in the universe, right from Brahma to grass tip. All these beings are included in the Jiva category. Ishvara, Jiva, and this Jagat, this world, this universe. All these are existing in their transactional plane. And what is the reality behind, or what is giving sustenance to all? That is the non-dual existence, which Shastra calls by the name Brahma or Atman. So in the stotras of Adi Shankara, Bhagavad Pada, what we are seeing is Bhagavan Bhashyakara would start with praising different devatas. And when he prays Vishnu, we will see him as a Vaishnava. When the same Bhashyakara is praising Shiva, we will think he is a Shaiva. And when he is praising Bhagavati, Shakti, he will be perfectly like a Shakteya. But slowly he will reveal the absolute truth. And without any contradiction, he will take the Devatas or Ishvara to that ultimate reality. And we will realize that what remains is, or what was there and what will be there, is nothing but the absolute Sat. And we have to learn one thing more before entering into this Pratah Smarana. And that is, even though the greatness of all stotras written by Bhagavan Bhashyakara we cannot explain, it is above our words and its limits. They are not the primary works of Bhagavan Bhashyakara. Primary works of Bhagavan Bhashyakara are Bhashyas. And that is why we are calling him Bhashyakara. Bhashyas means Prasthanatraya Bhashya. Prasthana means Prakarshena tishtadi asminidi prasthana athava Prakrishte stapayadidi prasthana. That means the very base on which Sanatana Dharma is resting, that is Prasthana. That is the philosophical background or the philosophical base on which all rituals, customs, practices, theories and everything connected with Sanatana Dharma is resting. That is Prasthana. Or another meaning of Prasthana is that which takes us to the greatest, Prakrishte Stapayati. That which takes us to the greatest, that is Prasthana. So by Prasthana, we are meaning Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutra. And Bhagavan Bhashyakara wrote detailed bhashyas for all these three. There is only one aim or one goal before all the bhashyas, and that is establishing the absolute reality, the non-dual existence. And to take students to the level of studying bhashyas, or to initiate the beginners of Vedanta studies to the detailed exposition of Vedanta principles, Bhagavan Bhashyakara wrote innumerable prakaranas. There are many, many prakaranas, and there is a prakarana having only one shloka, one verse, that is Ekashloki prakarana, and there is the biggest prakaranas Bhashyakara wrote, that is Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraha with 1006 verses, and in between these two, there are many, many prakaranas. We cannot count, we cannot say for certain how many prakaranas are there written by Bhagavan Bhashyakara. But however, the number will come to more than 50 or 60. And after that, the third set of works written by Bhashyakara is stotras. Stotras are intended to take a seeker or a devotee to the real contemplation of the reality. That is, he may begin with his devatas, his Ishta devatas, and from that place or that plane, he will be taken by Bhagavan Bhashyakara to the contemplation of the highest. And the greatness of that is without negating anything. Bhagavan Bhashyakara never negates Devata. He is taking the sadhaka from the plane of Devata worshipping, and he is supplementing, not negating. There is no contradiction. So when we go through the stotras, we will find there is no contradiction between, there is no conflict between Vaishnavas and Shaivas and Chaktayas, Ganapatiyas, Sauras, Kandas and all. Because through all these devatas, one and the same existence absolute is met. So there are hundreds of stotras written by Bhashyakara, or we can say more safely, there are hundreds of stotras which are attributed to Bhagavan Bhashyakara. And in all this, there is this greatness that is leading a seeker to the ultimate. Now, without more introduction, we can come directly to the work we are going to study, and that is Pratah Smarana. In which category we will include this? Is it a stotra? Of course, it is a stotra. Then comes a question, no. As it is explaining the reality or the real nature of absolute existence, or as it is explaining the real nature of the self, it is not a stotra, it is a prakarana. Of course, it is a prakarana. So this work is a prakarana, and at the same time it is a stotra. So we can include this work both in both these categories, that is stotra and prakarana. And when we say Pratah Smaranam of Bhagavan Bhashyakara or Sankaracharya, there are many Pratah Smaranams. Not this alone. There is a Pratah Smaranam of Bhagavan Shiva. There is Pratah Smaranam of Bhagavan Vishnu. And many others also may be there. So this is not the Pratah Smaranam. This is not the only Pratah Smaranam written by Bhagavan Shiva. There are many Pratah Smaranams. But this work, all the other works are purely stotras. But this work, which we are going to learn, or which we are trying to learn, is a stotra and at the same time a prakarana. It is in detail explaining the greatness or the real nature of the self. What is Pratah Smaranam? Smaranam is remembrance, remembering something. And Prataha means in the beginning or in the morning. So mainly Prataha means in the beginning. And there is another meaning also, that is in the morning time. So here we can take the first meaning, that is in the very beginning. So Pratah Smaranam means remembering in the very beginning. And Stotram means stuyate anena. It is Stotram. It comes from the root stunya stavane, praising somebody or something. So Stotram is a work in praise of something. So here Pratah Smarana Stotram means this is a work in praise of that reality which is to be remembered in the very beginning. Here it begins with this work begins with Pratah Smarami. Smarami means I am remembering. Here the word remembering, what does it mean? We can take it as we are meditating or we are contemplating. Contemplating is the best suitable meaning. So we can start this work, and this is not a one-way traffic occasion. So while hearing, whatever doubt you have, you can ask without hesitation, or any question connected with this or connected with something else. Without any hesitation, you can ask. If I know the reply, I will ask. I will reply. Otherwise, we can put it for a discussion. And in this way, we can go more and more deeper into this work. So, if somebody can chant this, come forward and chant. I can read this, I cannot chant. And if somebody can sing, in many ragas, this can be sung. So if anybody is ready, come forward and chant or sing. As for me, I can read this. Pratah Smarana hrudi samsphuradátmatattvam saccitsukham paramahamsagatim turèyam yatsvapna jágarasussuptamavaiti nityam tadbrahma niskalamaham bhutasañgha. Pratah smarami hrudi samsphuradátmatattvam saccitsukham paramahamsagatim turèyam yatsvapna jágarasussuptamavaiti nityam tadbrahma niskalamaham bhutasañgha. Pratah Smarami. That means I am remembering Pratah in the beginning. In the beginning, the very beginning I am remembering. Here the remembering means contemplating or meditating or thinking. All these are suitable there. But when we go more deeper into the other words and analyze the meaning of these words, we will realize the real sense of this word smarami. But now we can start with the verbal meaning. Smarami means remembering. Because root smr is to remember. From that comes smaranam. So Pratah Smarami. Smarami means I am remembering. I am remembering. Here I am contemplating. I am thinking. What? Hrudi samsphuradátmatattvam. Hrudi samsphuradátmatattvam. That means hrudi samsphurat. Samsphurat. Samsphurat means what is shining within. What is shining within? Hrudi. Hrudi means in the heart. Hrut means heart. And hrudi in the heart. It is the saptami. The saptami of hrut. So, what is shining inside the heart? That I am contemplating. That I am remembering. So by the word remembering, it is meant contemplating. And what is that? Atmatattvam. Atma means self. And Atmatattvam means the real self or the reality of the self. So I am contemplating on the self which is shining in the heart. And this contemplation I am doing in the very beginning. Or in other words, in the morning. Always we are remembering, thinking, contemplating about the objects around us, about our our friends and enemies. What I am getting, what I am losing. What he is doing, what she is doing. What will happen next? Always we are within the entangles of so many this and that which are around us. All these we can categorize into one group, and that is Drishyam. Drishyam means that which can be seen. So we are within the entanglements of the Drishyam always. And within that, we will mark something as which is acceptable to me, and something as which is not acceptable. And with some, we will develop attachment, and with something else, we will develop some sort of aversions. And all our wellness, all our happiness, all our sorrows, likes and dislikes, good and bad, everything we are connecting with the things around us. And what we are marking as good, we will try to get them. And what we are marking as bad, we will try to reject or dispel them. So this is the mode of life we are having here. This is the pattern of worldly life. So always we are running behind Drishyam, what are being seen. And as long as we are running behind these Drishyams, we will never realize the real nature of the seer, because we are immersed in the scene. As long as we are immersed in the scene, seer is away, or we are not at all thinking about the seer. It is not at all relevant, or it is not at all coming before us. See, we are renouncing ourselves. We are renouncing ourselves. And we are running behind the petty objects of the world which are being seen. And this is the cause of all our problems, our sorrows, our bondages. This is the samsara, the whirlpool of all sorrows and bondages. So what is required is take ourselves above this plane of seeing and put our own focus on the real nature of the seer. So this shifting our vision or our view from the seen to the seer is really, this is the sadhana. This is the sadhana. Kaschit dhira pratyagatmanamaikshad avritta chakshur amrutatvam ichha. So proclaims Kathopanishad. That is, generally, we are running behind objects of this world which you see, and we are within the net of worldly objects. We are seeing everything, but we are not at all seeing the seer. But Kaschit dhiraha pratyagatmanamaikshat. A real seeker realized the self, and he realized the bliss which is his real nature, and on that realization of the bliss which is already within him, or which is the real nature of his own self, all sorrows vanish. That goes. There is no more sorrow when one self is immersed in the bliss which is his own real nature. So pratyagatmanamaikshat. How? Avritta chakshuhu. By taking back his own eyes. That is through introspection, which are always going outside, in search of outside objects. A real sadhaka brought them back to himself. Just as taught by Bhagavan, yato yato nischaradi manas chanchalam asthiram tadastato niyamyaitad atmanyeva vasham nayet. From objects which are taking our attention to the outer world, from that point, a seeker must bring his own mind, his own intellect back to the self. So this is the sadhana. This is the process of seeking. So here, as a result of that seeking, the seeker is established in the real self, and he is contemplating on that. And this is such a proclamation. Pratah smarāmi. In the beginning, I am contemplating on myself. The seen objects are the objects which are seen. They are innumerable. They are innumerable. We cannot count, countless. Here and there. Here and hereafter. So many. But I am the seer. Seer is seeing everything. The whole world of multitude is seen by me, which I know am one. A man of knowledge, a man of ignorance, and one who is not at all concerned with all these philosophical propositions. Even he knows I am one. Nobody in the world is thinking he is many. No, I am one. That knowledge is there within everybody. Whether he is a scholar or he is an ignorant man, whether he is a fool, whom we may call idiot, he also knows this fact, I am one. There is no plural for I. We is not the plural of I. Vayam is not the plural of aham. There is no plural. So this seed, when we are taking our attention, our focus from the seed back to the seer, then we are taking ourselves from the diversities to the unity. And regarding that unity, here I am contemplating Pratah smarāmi atmatattvam. What is my real nature? Why it should be contemplated? Because I am always superimposing many things on myself. Even a small kid, a bala, he knows I am not the body. Body is my body. That is, body is mine, not I. In the same way, the senses of cognition or organs of action, and of course, mind, intellect, and all such antakarana, internal instruments. So all these are mine, not I. Even a small kid knows that. But still, because of ignorance, we are considering ourselves as body. We are considering ourselves as body, mind, intellect complex. So I am saying I am Swami Chidananda Puri. I am a man or I am a woman. I am black, I am white. I am thin, I am stout. So many things. I am Indian, I am American, I am African. See, all these which we are attributing to ourselves are connected with the objects which are seen. And the whole lot of samsara or transmigration or the whirlpool of sorrows and pains, all these are coming or are the products of this. So to have a real happiness with it, I have to take myself from the external objects to my own self. This is my basic duty. This is my primary duty as I am seeking happiness. All beings in this world are seeking happiness. Sukhartha sarva bhutana mata sarva pravruttaya. All beings in this world are always working or always are in quest of happiness. Happiness with it. And my real nature is that of bliss, and not realizing that I am searching here and there in many objects which do not have bliss within. But still I am in search of happiness behind so many objects. Now here I am realizing I must stop this quest. I must seek at the correct place, correct spot. And so with that realization, I am bringing back my focus from the world which is seen to the self which is the seer. So that is Pratah Smarami Atmatattvam. And what is the real nature of Atmatattvam? That is explained in all other words, such as saccitsukham, paramahamsagatim, turèyam, yatsvapna jágarasussuptamavaiti, tadbrahma, niskalamaham. All these words are explaining what is my real nature. That we can discuss later. But now this much we can put in our mind, that we are taking our own focus or our own self, our own quest, or our own identification from the world which is seen to the seer, which is my real nature. So, Pratah Smarana, this is the first work we have to do. This is the task, first task, or primary task we have to do if we are to have a real happiness. That is the meaning of Pratah in the beginning. In the beginning, I am contemplating on myself. Where I am contemplating? Hrudi, in my own hrudi, heart. By the word heart, buddhi is meant. Internal instruments, antakarana is meant. And still more deeper meaning of hrudi is pratyagatma, the self. So many meanings are there for the term hrud. First is hrudayam, hrud, heart. And by the heart, it is meant in internal instruments. And still deeper, the pratyagatma, that is the self which is identified or connected with this body, mind, intellect complex. When I am saying I am considering myself as something inside. Even though I am not inside or I am not outside, I am what I am. But still then, when I say I am considering as myself, something within. And that within, where it resides, hrudi, it is innermost self. So, in the heart, in my innermost self, within the internal instruments, I am contemplating myself. Pratah Smarana Hrudi, samsphuradátmatattvam, shining well. Spurad means what is shining? When it is prefixed with some, well. So well shining, shining well. See, always I am shining. Even when we are saying, I am an ignorant man, I don't have real knowledge. I am ignorant. And even if I am saying I am going to die or I am dying, in all these cases, what is shining is I. It is always there. Even when we say I do not know what is my real nature, or when we say I do not know what is this I is shining. Nobody can negate that. We can negate the whole world. Neti neti. All planes of existence we can negate, but we cannot negate the I. It is always there. Without that, we cannot think, we cannot move. So it is samsphuradātmatattvam. It is shining well. Even within an ignorant man, it is shining. There is no difference between an ignorant and a scholar when we regard this I-ness. It is there shining always. But the difference is, one knows what it is, one do not know what it is. But there is no difference in shining. Even within an ant, or even within a bacteria, even within Brahma, or Vishnu, or Shiva, this I-ness is there. I is shining. So it is samsphuradātmatattvam, but it's shining well. That I am contemplating on that. I am turning my focus from the world which is seen to this seer. So this is our first duty. This is the first work we have to do if we are in search of real happiness. So Pratah Smarāmi hrudi samsphuradātmatattvam. And what is the real nature of this Atmatattvam? All the other words are there in this shloka that we can take in our next session. And I think if we are explaining in this stretch, it will be a long lecture and there is no meaning at all. So whatever you want to ask, you can ask. Any doubt or any questions? Without any hesitation, you can ask. So what is my real nature that we can discuss in our sessions, which will come next. Now we can devote some time for a question and answer session. So without any hesitation, start that. Yes. Why I am saying nobody?
Please raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Yeah. Yeah. Parmida ji, unmute. Unmute and ask question. Yeah, please.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste.
Pranam. Now this knowing yourself, is it a happening by Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, or we have to make some extra effort also?
See, everybody whether he is a scholar or he is an ignorant one, or even a man whom we may call mad one. He's a crazy one, a mad one. Even he knows, I am. I am what? It changes. What am I? It changes. The answer changes. But I am. There is no doubt in that. Now, we have to realize what my real nature is. For that, if we analyze ourselves with real introspection, what the real nature is, without the help of any shastra, help of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, we can know that my nature is that I am existing and I am knowing everything. I am knowing this world around me. I am knowing all happenings around me, all phenomena. Also, I am existing. When I was a small child, I existed. And when I grew, I existed. And when I was a youth, then I existed. And now I am old. Now also I am existing. So I am existing. I am knowing. That is, my real nature is Sat and Chit. And everybody knows that we are loving ourselves most. More than our husband, more than our wife, more than our child, more than our father or mother, we are loving ourselves most. There's no doubt in that. So my nature is that of bliss. I'm getting ultimate happiness in this life when I am sleeping. In the state of deep sleep, when there was or there is nobody else. When I am alone, I am getting inner happiness. So I am bliss. So to know I am Satta, Chitta and Ananda, no Shastra, no Shravana, no Manana. The way Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana are advocated in our Shastras, that we can discuss in detail in the coming sessions. But now, in a short form, in a nutshell, we can discuss. That is, knowing oneself as Sattva, Chitta and Ananda will not liberate ourselves from this cycle of samsara. As long as we are considering ourselves as limited objects, this samsara will follow. Because wherever there is limitation, it will have reoccurrence of birth and death. So what is needed is, we have to realize the unlimited nature of the self. And what is unlimited is called Brahman or Paramatman in our Shastras. It is just a name. You leave the name, whatever name you can attribute, call it by any word you want. But in Shastras, it is called Brahman. So, Vedanta clearly states, we have to realize that our real nature is the unlimited nature, Brahman. And to know about this Brahman, there is only one way, there is only one means for that, and that is Shastra. Shastra Pramana. And what is the way to realize this Shastra? It is Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. So, the path of knowledge that is taught in Vedanta is, of course, Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. That is not to realize our nature, but to realize our real nature is that of Brahman, that is the unlimited self. For that, Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasana are taught in our Shastras. This aspect, that is realizing the real, unlimited nature of our own self, the subject matter of Vedanta, that we can discuss in our sessions yet to come. Actually, that is the subject matter of our explanation, which will follow in this very verse itself. So I think that we can discuss in our next sessions. This much, I think it is clear. Huh? Pramida-ji, what is? Is it clear?
Ji Swamiji, thank you so much. Pranams. Pranams.
Arium Swamiji.
Namaste.
Namaste. Swamiji, the question I have here is that why is it that with all the effort that we try to move from the physical world to the spiritual world, the physical world is so powerful that it becomes very, very difficult for us? Why is it like that?
See, that is the effect of the coverings we ourselves made in many lives. Now we are seekers, and as we are seekers, there are so many samskaras, tendencies within, which are making us seekers, which are conducive for the seeking. That is why we are studying Vedanta. That is why we are real seekers of the self. It is that is the greatest blessing we have, the blessing of the self. But at the same time, there are other samskaras also within. There are so many other samskaras of our own activity in our births, this birth and the births before. So, both these samskaras are there, which are taking us to the self and which are taking us to the plane or to the sea. Both are there. And all these samskaras are there within our internal instruments, mind and intellect. So from one angle, it will take us to Shastra, Shravana, Sadhana and all. At the same time, it will pull us to the other plane also. So while we are in quest of the truth, we must have that much dedication, that much power within to overcome the power of the reverse pullings. But realize that there is that power within. There is that power within to overcome all these external powers that I have. Shruti proclaims that without any doubt, Atmana vindade viryam. There is no doubt in the words of Shruti. Atmana vindade viryam. That viryam, that power to transcend this, we have within. So make use of that. Hurdles will be there only for a man who is walking, who is sitting idle in his room, or who is sleeping. There is no hurdle for him. Hurdles are there for those who are walking. So realize that I am getting so many stringent experiences or grave test because I am moving forward. So be positive. Having hurdles is good. It shows that we are moving. And we have the power to transcend them all, to overcome them all. And this is caused by our own tendencies, our own effects of our own action. And so we cannot blame anybody else. We cannot put the burden on somebody's shoulders, the coverings, which I have within. And to remove those coverings, I am working now. All these are made by me alone. So it is my duty to discover. Then we will take the honors, we will take the burden on ourselves. Go ahead. There is no doubt we will have success as that power is within ourselves. Namaste.
Swamiji, namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, namaste.
Pranamam. The slokam says, Pratah Smarana hrudi. Where is this hrud, Swamiji?
See, the meaning of hrudi is, the first level, it is heart. So, when we are speaking from the physical plane, we may think it is in the chest, some inches down to our throat, in the left side, or some may say in the right side. There is no meaning in that. But we need not do that. Instead of going, or instead of taking the physical meaning, take the inner meaning of the hrud, that is intellect, internal instrument. So with the help of which I am thinking, I am deciding, I am contemplating, I am meditating, that is the hrud. And within that, giving effulgence, giving a light to all these activities, I am residing there. There is a word, guha, there is a cave in our shastras. So Atma resides within the cave. So says many Upanishads. And what is the cave? Negating this body, we are entering to the next subtle plane, which is prana. And negating that prana, we are still going to the more subtler plane, which is mind, and still more deeper intellect. And in this way, we can go deeper and deeper inside. And we will see the light of that luminosity of the I is coming out from some inner spot. In words, we cannot explain that, but realize that that spot is truth. So hrudi means within that from which this I-ness is emanating. Take that sense.
Okay. Okay, so
I think it is clear.
Yeah.
If we are taking the verbal plane, the meaning of hrut is hr, harane, da, dane. That means that organ which is absorbing blood from all our body to one point and which gives or which disseminate the same blood to all parts of our body, that is hrut. Hr plus d. Hr, harane, da, dane. So joining these two roots, the term hrut comes. That is the verbal meaning. But we need not take that verbal meaning here. Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
I think today we can conclude. Huh?
And one more question. One more.
Yes.
Want to clarify. Next class, will you be able to take it from 9:30 to 11 or 9:30 to 10:30, so that we can ask them to get the questions? There are questions, but you know.
Now, I think we can decide from 9:30 to 11.
Next class.
Next.
Yeah. Okay.
9:30 to 11.
Yeah.
Once we decide, we can follow that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we have put the time 9:30 to 10:30.
So we can do it. Next week we can
Put it 30
and conclude at 11 o'clock.
Okay. We'll do that.
Yes.
Oh.
Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru
Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you. Namaste, Swamiji.